Hey y'all, Joe here, Southern Coastal Cooking. Tonight I'm going to get ready for a big old Labor Day feast that we're going to have. And I'm telling you, I've got some serious meats here. Some beautiful pieces of beef, USDA choice. I've got some giant roast. I want to show you what I got here, y'all. I have got, these are USDA choice, like I said, a 15-pound. This is a boneless, I hope I get this right, top sirloin butt roast, I believe is what you call this. And I'll correct myself later on, I'll look it up some more, but I got this thing at Sam's. It's 15 pounds. It's got a big fat cap on the other side, which got a little fat on this side. Then I got two big old chuck roast over here. Those are gonna make some great chuckies, pull beef, but I'm gonna have this for the slicer. What I'm gonna do, I got my knife here. A beautiful knife, isn't it? Check that out, y'all. Got a guy has a Facebook page that made that for me. Anyway, oh, I got my magnet still on the other side of it. So a little Damascus. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna trim some of this fat off of here. You know, a little bit of the silver skin, I think, that's on the top, because I want to get that off so I can get some good rub and injection and stuff down in there. So go ahead and get some of that off. This thing has been, I think it was called a quarter trim, so it has been trimmed up quite a bit. But I want to leave, I'm going to leave that fat cap on the bottom. Let it cook with that big fat cap on here. But I want to take this silver skin and stuff here off the top. I just think we don't really need all of this. Let me stand up here, y'all. And so I can kind of just, you know, take this little boning knife through here and just kind of trim this stuff up. Put your finger right there. And that's what you want to do. Just trim this beef just like this, and just reveal the meat so you don't have all that silver skin and stuff like that in there. Just going to be very careful here not to cut too much meat out, but I definitely won't get any kind of silver skin like that right there. Get that off. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this, then we'll move on to the next step. All right, y'all, so we got everything all nice and trimmed up here. Let me show you. I just basically, you know, cut all the silver skin off and some of that big hard fat. Now that everything's trimmed, we're going to do some injecting here, y'all. I've got this, I'm going to use this Butcher's Barbecue Prime Brisket injection. This is really good on beef, with beef. And then I'm going to take a big old spit jack injector here, and I'm going to put the tip on there with the little bitty holes in the side, right? So we're going to go ahead and start pulling that to start injecting with it. Man, I just got some of that injection powder in my face. All right, so go ahead, just going to come from all angles, all kind of sides, and just pump this bad boy up with this injection. This thing's going to be really, really good, y'all. About every inch or so, I'm going to do it. I'm going to let that fat cap side just all help to hold some of this injection in. This roast is going to be so good. I just can't wait. So I'm going to go just kind of a checkerboard pattern here, about every inch or so. Give it some injection. Go ahead and like that. Give it a few kicks. That's a good thing about this spit jack here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish injecting this big one. Through with that big roast, I'm going to inject some in the chuck roast. I'm going to go in from the side of it, because I don't want to put too many holes in the top. Just go in like that there. Now that we're through injecting, I want to use, instead of mustard tonight, we're going to use olive oil, which works just fine to help the rub stick. And put a little olive oil in both these roasts here on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and put olive oil on the big one over here. Get all sides and everything. Y'all, I'm not going to worry about putting rub on the bottom of this big roast. I'm going to call it the butt roast, because there's such a big fat cap down there, and I'm going to cook it with that big fat cap down. I don't think any rub, you know, when we cut it, it's going to really matter as much. So I'm just going to kind of leave that bottom there to its own. All right, so we got that. Now I've got some of this Butcher's Steak and Brisket rub here. This is a good rub. I like to start out with this. Get get it open here. And we'll sprinkle some of that here on the big guy here, on the butt roast. All right, kind of rub it around. Just give us a good little base layer of just goodness here. Coming out too good. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle that on here. Now also sprinkle it on the chuck roast over here, and get a nice little base layer of that on them too. Now that I got that base layer, I'm gonna come back with my favorite beef rub, for brisket and stuff, this Dizzy Pig Red Eye Espresso. It's got a little bit of coffee blend in it. I just love this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle this on here, get a really good coating on all the roast. And just some really good stuff, y'all. I'm gonna get both sides of these chucks too. All right, y'all, so we got the meat all rubbed up and injected and everything. We're gonna put it in the ice box here for a few hours. And in the early morning hours, I'm gonna get out there on the Yoder. Hey y'all, all right, I'm gonna fire up the grill this morning, and I'm trying to think about, as far as pellet choice, what flavor to use and stuff. The best I can come up with, I think I'd be good with this LumberJack Maple Hickory Cherry blend. I think that'd be a good blend to get everything just right. Kind of a competition blend. I mean, it's what people want to use when you're doing something like this. So let me get me a little razor here. I'll cut this open, and we'll put this in the hopper. I want to bring my pit up to about 225, y'all. And what we do once we get it to 225, we'll put our roast on, both of the roasts. So stuff this over here. And like again, I said we're using a maple hickory cherry blend. I think this will give a lot of good flavor. It'll also give some good color there to the roast. So let's get my hopper over here. One of these pellets in. There we go. A little dose of the LumberJack there. Go ahead and turn it on. My firmware up. Hit start. Alright, that's a 350. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this guy down. I'm gonna set my temperature on the controller to about 255. See where that gets us. I'm gonna use this. Gonna be a second rack cook. I've got a little temp probe up here right in the middle. I'm gonna close this down as soon as it gets lit, y'all, and we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, we're ready to put these beautiful pieces of meat on the grill, on the smoker. All right, we're holding right now about 250, 226, 250, somewhere in that range. I'm gonna go ahead and put these bad boys on, y'all. Oh yeah, we're on the upper deck with them. Look at this. Go ahead and put this big guy on right here. Push it back a little bit. And then we're gonna put these Chuckies on over here. And we're gonna shut this down, y'all. We're gonna just let it cook. Man, it's gonna be good stuff, y'all, I'm telling you. All right, y'all, we're at about 118 degrees on the big roast here. Saying it's looking great. I'm gonna take my chuck roast down here, and I'm gonna actually put them in a pan because they're about 140 degrees. Take these chuck roast off and put them in here. I'm gonna put them in with some wine and a little bit of beef stock, stuff like that. And we'll let this big guy continue to cook. We'll do with these chuck roasts, and I'm just showing you, I've done this before on video for y'all. Put a little bit of wine on them, just a good little red wine. So we'll get some juice there, which you want to see. Oh yes, sir. Tell you what, a little red wine, a little bit of beef stock. Mix all that in there. And then we'll cover them in full, and I will put them back in the smoker. And I've got them covered full. Open this bad boy back up. We'll put these back in here. In fact, I may set these on the bottom. Keep some juice off that big roast. I'm gonna set these over here on the bottom now. Let it all just heat up like it needs to be to about 180, 200 degrees with these guys. Y'all, so this big roast has been on here about 8 hours. I've already covered the little chuck roast. Like I said, they're done. I'm gonna get this big one off and we'll cover it. Let's see. Best way to do this, y'all. Put it right down here, y'all. And then we're gonna cover it with full. Hey y'all, so after I covered the big roast, the big butt roast, we'll call it, with foil, I let it cook just a little bit longer, but I only let it cook to about 141, 142. I pulled it, we let it rest, and I sliced, and I tell y'all what, it was absolutely wonderful. I wish I had got some video footage, but I had some trouble with my battery. I had to get some replacement for my battery. So anyway, I did slice it. After it hit 141, we let it rest a little bit, and I brought the bulk of it to work today for our Labor Day lunch. It was wonderful. Everybody loved it. I will definitely be doing another one of those again. The key to that roast was low and slow, 225, and that big old 15-pound roast, and pull it about 141. You know, I covered it. I let it go until I covered it. You know, after it gotten up to about 130 degrees, I think, or even a little bit closer. And actually, I think I let it go to about 140. And I just covered it and let it sit there for a few more minutes, and that was it, y'all. 141, I'm pulling that big boy, and it was absolutely perfect. Just, I mean, I put a couple pictures. I'll have them at the end of the video from at work, but what I did at work is I had sliced it up and I let it cool down in the refrigerator overnight. And the next morning I took some of that good au jus that it made and just poured it over the slices, heated them back up here on the Yoder with them covered, and then brought them to work in one of my Yetis, using it like a Cambrio, and it turned out really good. So they lost that kind of pink color in the pictures you'll see, but you know, that stuff was really awesome. You got to give it a try. Remember, I smoked it using that LumberJack blend here. It was the maple hickory cherry blend from LumberJack. I think that was a really, really good choice for this roast, y'all. Like I said, again, I'll be doing it again. It came out perfect. Oh, thank y'all. By the way, look in the description box. I know I mentioned one or two things in the video. I'm going to put in the description box for you. Probably, you know, something about the pellets and and my rub that I was using. I used that Red Eye, the espresso rub from Dizzy Pig. That was a really good one. So I'll put those in the description box for you. And also that Butcher's Injection, man, that really did good in that roast. You can just see the pockets of it in there. It's really good at home, that injection very well. So thank y'all very much. Like my video, sub my channel, and God bless. You know what? I can't leave y'all like that. I do at least owe you a good taste test of this stuff. I had a little bit left over. I had saved just a couple little pieces here. I'll zoom in here for y'all real quick. I mean, this stuff was wonderful. Just look at that smoke ring and everything on there. Let's cut us a little piece of it right here, y'all. Have you a little taste on camera. I mean, look how juicy it is. Man, oh man. Get your little first-hand taste experience. That is just fabulous, y'all. It is tender, man. That's real good. You got that perfect smoky flavor on there. That is a giant roast. It was 15 pounds, but man, you can't beat it just feeding the whole family or something during the holidays. Y'all give one of these a try. I bought this thing at Sam's. I think it was called a, tell you exactly, a sirloin. Let me look it up because I had a picture of it, of exactly what the label said here. I'll tell you in just a second. Here it is. It is a beef loin top boneless sirloin butt, 3/4 trim. That's what it said on the label there. So anyway, pick that dude up at Sam's. Y'all got to give one of them a try.